Hey, what is going on, guys? Father Gamer here, and welcome back to some more Blade and Sorcery. U12 has finally arrived, bringing breakable objects and of course the mod manager, and lots of other features that we're going to be checking out here today. So without further delay, what do you say we begin? Okay, so as most of you will now know, there is now an in-game mod manager, which is going to allow you to download mods directly to your game without needing a PC. This feature is available for Nomad players as well as PC VR players, and the best thing about it is the Nomad players won't be able to see PC VR mods, and PC VR players won't be able to see Nomad mods. And the best thing is that you will only be able to see mods that fit the version of your game, and the mod manager will even keep your mods up to date for you, which makes it an extremely handy tool. And just while we're here in the menu, I'd like to point out that you now have a very fancy options tab with all the game settings for you to play around with before you even start your game, making it even more convenient. As well as having that new options menu, they have also replaced the book with a brand new fancy UI menu, which looks incredible and has all the same options for you to mess around with here. It's also got your sandbox settings and cheats available. And of course, they've also added mod settings support, which is going to be extremely useful. Now, this is a feature that you've all been waiting for since they've added water to the game. We now have physics-based swimming, which allows you to maneuver through the water by moving your arms like you would in real life. And I have to say, it actually feels really cool. And for me, it feels satisfying to swim this way, but for those who don't like it, you can just use the thumbstick to move around normally in the water, so that's your choice. It does of course make the pirate sword easy to obtain without the use of mods, and it just feels so much more natural getting down here and escaping. And there's another new feature which I know Spider-Man fans are going to love. It's the free climb cheat that they've now added to the book, which is going to allow you to climb on any surface. It makes every surface grabbable, so you can pretty much climb anywhere and everywhere that you want to. And I can think of some really fun ways to use this. Also, 6 new tools have been added to the game which you can spawn in from the tools section in the book, and these can be used as weapons. The Sai is particularly one of my favourites for fighting these guys, as it was extremely very good at killing them, even though I'm not sure this was its particular intended purpose. There's also a rake that you can spawn, a shovel, a hoe, and of course a pickaxe as well, which I haven't tried them all as weapons, but I did try the Sai here and I did try the pickaxe, as you can see, which was another very effective weapon. You Minecrafters can go to town, I'm sure now, on these guys and mine the hell out of them. And don't forget about the 6th weapon which they've added, which is the pitchfork. A good old-fashioned peasant's weapon. Do you know, I'd actually like to see some waves of NPCs wielding these types of weapons and call it the peasant's wave. And the next new feature which we're going to be looking at is the new easy dismemberment cheat, which they've added to the new UI menu. This of course allows you to cut off limbs really easily. Yet again, something else which once required mods to bring to your game is now just there, available for you to use. It's quite handy really, and it just makes the game way more available to people that like to play a little bit more easy, you know, have a bit more fun. And I did just that while making the clips for this video. I haven't actually managed to get any footage of it yet, but they've also improved the shields with the enemy AI, as in they're going to be a lot more defensive with them now, behave a lot smarter with them, and they're going to have the ability to shield bash you as well, which is going to make them just that little bit more tricky. There are some other things that I want to point out here as well. Each sandbox level now has its own custom made music which you can listen to while playing, and of course you can turn it off if you want to. And as well as that, there is a new dynamic music system for the dungeons, which of course will get triggered every time you enter combat, which I think is really cool. The music in Blade and Sorcery was long overdue an update, and the fact that they've made it all themselves is also extremely impressive. They've also updated a lot of the current models and added in new ones, making things look just that much nicer and more crisp. Like, we haven't even got onto the dungeons yet. We are actually ready to move on to the next feature, but you can just see that I was having a little bit too much fun here. But yeah, let's move on to breakable objects. That's right, breakable objects have been added to the game and you can smash them over NPCs, but you do have to use sufficient force. Just a little tap won't be enough to break every single object. But it is extremely fun to use these as weapons. You could go through the entire dungeon if you wanted using nothing but breakable objects, and it is a very fun way to defeat the dungeon. There is also at least over 30 different locations in the dungeons for you to discover now, and each of them look absolutely incredible. I had so much fun exploring these locations, and I wish that I had time to share all of them with you, but that would have resulted in over an hour's worth of footage, as that's how long I spent in these dungeons. But I hope you've enjoyed it, this quick explanation. Okay guys, that's all I've got time for today, but hopefully I filled you in on all of the new U12 features. If you've liked this video, you can let me know by smashing that thumbs up button, and of course, if you haven't already, subscribing for more. I'm Father Gamer, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.